everybody to this first nettle workshop for Transition Stroud's Edible Open Gardens. Nettle yarn.
Oh, it's quite soft,
this other
actually,
stuff is hemp, so you can sort of compare.
Yes. Yes.
So first of all, we strip. You can wear gloves if you like, because it could be quite painful. But even after a few days, they're not as stingy as they were. Each leaf has got little hollow tubes that are like injections. Okay, so we get the stem, and we get a stone, and we give it a good old bash. This is great if you're feeling a bit frustrated, a bit annoyed about something. Have a good old go. You can all have a go at this afterwards. Right, so we end up with this stringy fibre. It's the outer layer. And yes, so we get several of these. Get two. Don't be upset if you sting yourself with nettles. I, in fact, every few days deliberately sting my hands and feet because it's very good for arthritis, or against arthritis.
Well, I did it when I had frozen shoulders. I used to rub them on the shoulders, but I think it just numbed the pain of the shoulder rather than actually. But maybe it helps.
No, it does help. This is the homeopathic remedy for arthritis, which is nettle. Right, so the two bits of string, two bits of fibre, you then roll. So you make two of those. So two bits twisted together. Looks nothing yet. Another two bits. So you can join two ends by twisting them together to make it one length. Of course, this ends up sort of quite rustic looking, which is nice in your garden if you want to tie your plants up with it. You've now got two lots of two, which you then lay side by side. Two lots of 2-ply, and you end up with 4-ply. This is where you enlist your friends and neighbours. Get that bit off.
It's alright, it's all part of it. Okay, I can't go any more than that.
So a lot of work, and you end up with a little bit of string. That's long enough to tie.
Put it back again. Then?
Long enough to tie your plants.
Yeah, no,
up.
that's okay. Yeah. Oh right, yes.
I'm going to mention the minerals and vitamins in nettles. It's an excellent source of calcium, magnesium, iron, and numerous trace elements, as well as a range of vitamins. And especially in the spring, people used to be so happy when they saw the nettles coming up, because that was the first vegetable. You know, you heard of the hungry gap, when your winter vegetables have come to an end and your summer vegetables haven't reached maturity. So you have that gap, and that's when people used to go out and forage. And nettle tops were such a good source of you know, a tonic after the winter when they'd only been eating stored roots and mainly potatoes, especially like the Irish or the.
How much of that would you use in a cup of tea?
Well, medicinally, Fiona's recipe says a handful, but I just use a couple of leaves to make tea.
Yeah.
But then it's a matter of personal taste, really. So what we can do is put a bit in a cup, and then you can
water, a bit strong. It's been
water it down a bit. It's got a beautiful yellow colour. So this is the colour.
A little dyed
tea cosy you've got there.
Fiona's made this, isn't it gorgeous?
Lovely.
I don't know if it was dyed with nettles, but it looks sort of nettley colour. This is a fantastic book, Cooking with Weeds.
Cute, lovely.
But you can put nettle, you
Whatever.
can cook nettle leaves like you would spinach, just steam it lightly, and the heat gets rid of the stings.
But you think the nettle tops are the best when they're young? I think.
The young, the
Maybe
young
for eating,
tops
I
in
think,
spring
I find,
are the best.
nice.
I've tried making nettle soup with the older ones and it's disgusting, so you definitely need them young.
Well, hopefully our soup won't be disgusting.
Of course not. I'm looking forward to it.
Here we are, 500 grams potatoes, I can email you this if you want, 2 onions, I haven't used butter, 1 litre stock, 100 grams stinging nettles, lemon juice, I haven't put lemon juice in, salt and pepper, you can put that in yourself, we haven't put cream in it. Right, I'm in the process of boiling some nettles, which we're going to use to dye some wool. I haven't got any alum, so it won't set it, but it should give it some colour. From Permaculture magazine. 7 steps to easy dyeing with nettles. Pick your nettles, preferably young tops. Put in the dye bath and cover with cold water. Add the pre-mordanted wool. That's wool that you've treated with something that will hold the dye. And they use an open fire, which would be great, but health and safety, we thought we'd better use the stove. And then you simmer it for 45 to 60 minutes. I haven't actually put the wool in yet, we'll put it in now. Not too hot or it'll felt in the pan. And that should give a yellow dye. And if you want it green, you try adding rusty nails and cream of tartar and leave the wool in for another hour. We're going to make plant fertiliser, so we call it nettle tea for the plants. And I don't know about amounts. You get some nettles and you put them, you cover them in water, and they will rot down over a week to 2 weeks, and it stinks. But it is the most brilliant fertiliser. You can, if you don't like doing that, you can just pick nettles and just put them around your plants, and it becomes just a mulch and it will rot down and the goodness goes into the ground. You can put them in your compost, and they're a good activator to get the compost going, and that helps your compost be really fertile and active. In action. What are we doing now then, Fiona?
I'm making some more tea.
Are you making tea?
Yeah.
Jolly good. Yes.
So I'm just
Thank
taking
you.
the tops. That's what we've had this morning, and then I give them a rinse and put them in the teapot. There's the tops.
Yes, I was reading they used it as cattle fodder. They grow them specifically for cattle now if they've had a bad year.